You can become a very good person and still feel strangely imprisoned. You may become more kind, calmer, more disciplined, more forgiving, yet somewhere inside there is still tension. Nisargadatta Maharaj pointed to something disturbing. Even the saintly identity can become the ego's final hiding place. You still fear being misunderstood. You still feel hurt when someone questions your character. This is where spiritual life becomes dangerous because the prison no longer looks like a prison. It looks beautiful. It looks moral. It looks pure. You may give more, judge less, control your anger, forgive quickly, and become the person everyone trusts. Yet your peace can still depend on one fragile condition: that you continue to see yourself as good. Then life does something simple. Someone calls you selfish. Someone says you are arrogant. Someone does not appreciate your sacrifice. Suddenly, the calm person is disturbed. The forgiving person cannot forgive. The humble person wants to defend his humility. The good person feels insulted by being seen as bad. Why should a single accusation hurt so deeply if goodness is truly free? This is the question most seekers avoid because it threatens not their bad qualities, but their best ones. Often what hurts is that someone has touched the image you have been protecting. You have worked for years to become patient, spiritual, compassionate, mature. Slowly, these qualities become more than qualities. They become evidence in the case you are building about yourself. So you begin watching yourself constantly. Was I patient enough? Was I loving enough? Did I react? Did I forgive? This can look like awareness, but sometimes is only self-surveillance wearing sacred clothes. The trap becomes stronger when people admire you. Their praise quietly becomes food. Now, there is something to maintain. Maharaj was not interested in making this identity more polished. His teaching cut in the opposite direction. Instead of asking how the person can become pure enough for freedom, he asked you to investigate the person itself. Who is the one claiming purity? Who is the one collecting virtue? Who needs the certificate of being good? Here the secret begins to reveal itself. Goodness is not bondage. Kindness is not bondage. Compassion is not bondage. The bondage begins when the mind says, "This goodness tells me what I am." Then an action that was once simple becomes part of a psychological identity. The ego is extraordinarily adaptable. If it cannot be proud of wealth, it can become proud of simplicity. If it cannot be proud of power, it can become proud of humility. If it cannot possess objects, it can possess virtue. The content changes, but the claimant remains. This is why spiritual ego is so difficult to detect. Ordinary ego often looks ugly. Spiritual ego can look beautiful. It can bow. It can serve. It can speak softly. It can forgive while secretly needing to remain the one who forgives. Because the disguise is noble, you rarely question it. You think bondage must look like greed, anger, pride, or attachment. But bondage is identification. The chain can be made of iron or it can be made of gold. It is still a chain if you need it to know who you are. Maharaj kept pointing before all these descriptions. Before you call yourself good, you are. Before you call yourself bad, you are. Before anyone praises or condemns you, there is already the simple fact of being. That presence does not become greater when you are admired. It does not become smaller when you fail. This is not an argument against morality. It does not mean that cruelty and kindness are the same. It does not mean becoming careless or selfish. To turn non-duality into permission for bad behavior is simply another movement of ego. The point is subtler. Let goodness exist without turning it into a self. Imagine helping someone and not adding, even silently, "I am a helpful person." Imagine forgiving without becoming the forgiver. Imagine being generous without using generosity as proof of your spiritual progress. The action remains, but the psychological owner begins to disappear. Then goodness becomes lighter. You do not need others to see it. You do not need to compare it. You can be wrong without collapsing. You can apologize without feeling diminished. You can be misunderstood without desperately trying to restore your image. There is no final identity called the one who has transcended goodness. If you take pride in having no spiritual ego has already returned through another door. The spiritual seeker often imagines freedom as the perfection of the person. First remove anger, then jealousy, then become humble, then compassionate, then pure. Then perhaps enlightenment will come as the reward for successful self-improvement. Maharaj overturns this entire movement. Freedom is not the final achievement of a perfected person. It begins when you question whether the person you are perfecting is what you truly are. The personality can be refined, and refinement has value, but no amount of refinement answers the deepest question. Who is the I that claims these qualities? Stay with that question and something unsettling happens. The good person begins to lose solidity. You find memories, habits, values, reactions, conditioning, praise, blame, hopes, and fears. But where is the permanent owner of all this? And when the owner is not found, virtue does not disappear. Something cleaner may remain. Compassion without vanity, honesty without self-righteousness, humility without the performance of humility, love without someone standing behind it, saying, "Look, how loving I am." That is why the teaching is not asking you to become bad. It is asking you to stop using goodness as evidence of what you are. Let kindness happen. Let honesty happen. Let generosity happen. Let compassion happen. Let the person be as beautiful as life allows it to be. But do not build a throne from these qualities and then sit upon it as someone special. Goodness does not have to disappear. Only the one who says, "I am the good person," has to be seen through.